All right. Hello. Hello. Oh my god, imagine Thursday night, a D&D night, actually playing D&D. It's unheard of. Crazy. Yes, no, Endrop is not ready yet. No, we're not revealing anything of Endrop tonight. Or at least I hope we're not. People would keep their fucking mouths shut. No, we're playing a one-shot today. So yeah, we are going to be playing a funny little one-shot that I have been holding on for a very long time. If I can actually go back and find it again, it was an idea that was pitched, or that I found actually on TikTok. As soon as I go back to the original, the guy's page, I'll give him the credit. But yeah, it's gonna be a quick little one-shot that is, I feel like, is going to be pretty funny. Also, this new playlist that I found, super cool. I love when people mix together like fantasy music with rock music. It's so fun. I love it. Okay, the original guy where I found this one-shot from is a guy by the name of Scene, SCENE _4, FOUR, spelled out. He gives like a lot of like quote unquote bad GM advice, tips, game recommendations, player types, player tips. He's a pretty cool guy when it comes to like Dungeons and Dragons content. And so yeah, thanks for the idea for this one shot scene. Appreciate it. Who is going to be in tonight's one shot? Well, of course, we are going to be having some returning faces that you guys may recognize from the region of Luavara, and another new face that you are going to be seeing a lot more frequently of as soon as the region of Endroth begins, because he's going to become a frequent player. So we're currently waiting for Rusty to get home so he can also join us tonight. But I don't know when he's going to be home. It should be within the next half an hour, which gives us plenty of time to set the scene and get everybody settled in, ready to go for the shenanigans that are about to unfold today. So strap in, everybody, because it's going to get chaotic really quickly. Also, don't get attached to anyone. All right, let's go say hello.
Cross ships and stuff like that.
What, in New York or New Jersey? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're bringing in a species that is not native to the area, and they can be
invasive.
Invasive. That's it. Invasive.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
Invasive species.
We were talking about
how you can't bring sticks across state lines.
We were talking about how Matt was saying he has nothing to do up there, so everybody around him is drinking. And I said, go outside to pick up a stick. You're not allowed to do that at a national park. All right, I'll bring my own stick. You can't do that at a national park. All right, I'll unzip. I can't take that
That's
away.
an explosion. That's breaking a whole different set of laws there, Cody.
Good old grade A chaos.
Fair enough. Just like, all right, you won't take the logic route? I bring chaos. Fuck you.
Yeah, he's got me there.
It's not indecent exposure, it's chaotic exposure.
But is it indecent if people find it impressive?
That depends on the cop, I guess.
I think legally, yes.
Can you imagine that scenario? You're just out there with your schlong hanging out all over the place. Cop just walks up to you, slaps it, and says, "Nice cock."
Nice.
That's the definition of going clubbing.
Fuck. Somebody go clip that, please.
Oh shit. 10 minutes into the fucking stream.
Lord.
I'm surprised it wasn't sooner.
No, of course not. Alright, so, minus Rusty being, fashionably late as per usual, but no thanks to outside forces. Are we ready to go?
Define ready.
Yeah.
Well, is your creative juices flowing? Because you're gonna fucking need them.
I mean,
always.
Alright,
Sure.
in that case then, allow me to introduce the audience to today's one-shot. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pre-level 1 one-shot. So, like I was saying to my audience before everything, this was a one-shot idea that I got off of TikTok, because of course that's where I get all of my ideas from now, and popular media of like 10 years ago. So, today's grand one-shot is going to be taking place in the grand city of Heightengale. The city is under attack by a giant, undisclosed, commercially acceptable reptilian kaiju. With mass panic ensuing throughout the city as the heroes have fallen and there is nobody to defend the city anymore, it is up to the average citizens of the city to save the day. You will all be playing the citizens of Heightengale. Average, normal people trying to reach a tower at the center of the city that is rumored to contain a magical artifact that could stop the kaiju in its tracks and buy the Adventurers Guild time. So, how this is going to play out is mostly through theater of the mind. Okay? No tokens, no character sheets, a single still image. There's not going to be anything super special about this. A lot of theater of the mind is going to be played here. So descriptions will be very acceptable because I can't do everything myself. When it is your turn, you will be describing what ordinary person you will be playing and what they are doing to help. Here's the catch though. Every roll you make is either life or death. No saves, no bonuses, and if you fail the roll, that person dies. The goal is to reach or to rescue the artifact that resides within the tower in the center of Heightengale and figure out how to activate it. Are there any questions from you guys?
No.
No,
No.
No.
I
All
just
right.
have one
Straightforward.
statement. I still think a giant reptilian Kajik is better. Because I misread it when I first read it.
Yes, Cody thought that a giant bipedal furry was attacking the city instead.
Let's go!
All right, so
It has quite a few have where.
let us begin. So, I never really thought about how I was going to go about turn order. So, guess how we're going to do this, folks?
What's that?
Luck rolls.
Alright.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So, everybody go ahead and roll me a luck roll. We're going to go from lowest to highest.
I think Jacob's going first, basically, at this point.
No, lowest to highest. So we
Lowest
start
to
with
highest.
Yep.
Oh,
So,
so I'm going first.
well, KP has to roll still. Or is
She's
she?
still
Or is she
away.
not here?
Jeff is
She
still
stepped
away.
away.
Oh, Rusty.
Oh, okay. Rusty, hello! You're here finally.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, good. I need you.
Once you're loaded.
Yeah, once you're loaded in, I need you to roll me a luck roll to determine turn order.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Let's go. You're going first.
I mean, that it kind of checked how today's been going.
All right, Rusty, you managed to read the intro and everything, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any
You
questions
just think
for
we're
me?
being fought by, we're being
Nope.
attacked by a furry, right?
Yeah, nondescript, kaiju.
Yeah, a nondescript reptilian kaiju, commercially acceptable, by the way. All right. So in that case, then, let me go ahead and make this. We have Rusty. Then comes Matt. Then Brady. Then Cody. And Jacob. And then whenever KP gets here, actually, you know what, Rusty? If you want to roll for KP too, go ahead.
Now watch it 100.
Yeah, watch, it's going to be 100. Nope, 41. She is going to go before Matt.
For me.
So it's going to go Rusty, KP, Matt, Brady, Cody, and Jacob.
Oh boy.
Yay, the non-descriptor is going last. Let's go.
Hi, sweetie.
Well, unfortunately, KP is missing in action at the current moment in time. So, there is going to be a chance that we are going to be missing out on her first turn. All right. So, let me go ahead and set the scene, because like I said before, this is all going to be primarily off of Theater of the Mind. All right. So, the city of Heightengale is a capital city that houses thousands upon thousands of people, both old and young alike, with different personalities and talents. At the center of Heightengale rests a large tower that has been imbued with multiple magical runes and artifacts and such, including one that rests at the very peak of the tower, that, according to legend that has passed down through stories of each person's childhood in Heightengale, is a legendary artifact that will protect the city of Heightengale in its hour of need. However, one day, the ground beneath all of the citizens, all of the heroes and guards in the city, begins to shake, as arising from underneath the mountain that resides in the far distance rises a large reptilian kaiju that towers even higher than this magical central building of Heightengale. Of course, the rulers of Heightengale have therefore dispersed the adventurers and the guards, even high-level adventurers, down to quell the kaiju and protect the city. However, panic ensues when a small group of guards return, beaten, battered, and covered in blood, as they start running through the streets on horseback, calling to the citizens to leave their homes and evacuate the city as even the most strongest of adventurers have fallen to this kaiju. Panic begins to ensue throughout the entire city, as now there is no one to protect the city. And as all seems lost, as the kaiju slowly approaches the city, Heightengale is doomed to fall. However, there are groups of people that here think that they can do something to help their beloved home. Some of these citizens have lived there all their lives. Some have sought new lives in Heightengale. Some hate it, some like it. But if the stories passed down through generation upon generation are true, whatever rests at the top of that tower is the key to saving the city. So, Rusty, we are going to begin with you.
Oh boy.
It has been roughly about 20 minutes since whoever you are going to be enacting as has learned that the city is doomed to fall and there is no one coming to protect you. Please describe who you are and what you do and what you are doing to help. Now keep in mind, these are all going to be average, everyday people.
Mm-hmm. God, know what? I'm gonna be a town crier.
All right, a town crier.
Damn it, Rusty.
What?
Cody was thinking about being a crier.
That's my first character lined up.
That's
I mean,
okay.
there
You
could
can
be-
be on the other side of town.
I just have
Yeah,
a list
exactly.
of.
Full very Lord City. And what am I going to be doing? I am
I
going
just
to
have
be
a list
going
of-
around trying to warn people of the incoming danger.
All right, you're going to be running around town warning people of the danger. Does your crier have a name?
Everyone just needs fancy name generator.
Yeah,
I
just
put all
pull a
tabs
fantasy
right
name
now.
generator right now in a separate tab and just start shuffling.
Do you want me to give you a name for your town crier? You have mine.
Jerry.
Close, Reggie.
Reggie.
I'm thinking Jimmy because Jimmy.
No, not Jimmy. You're throwing Jimmy under the bus already?
Yeah, we are.
Jimmy! No!
All right, so
Jimmy, no.
So Jimmy, a town crier, is running through the streets, calling out to everybody and warning them about the kaiju attack, telling everybody to get out of the streets. Get out of the streets. Make me a reflex save.
Don't listen, it's
Oh,
coming!
boy.
Don't listen, it's coming!
D20.
This is going to be just a straight D20 roll. Okay, you know what? That's fine. 13. So as Jimmy is running around the town, calling out to all the citizens, he happens to notice a stray thief running throughout the town, taking advantage of the chaos. You know, scooting past all of the people. He suddenly sees a blade rush past him, manages to dodge out of the way of this thief and escape, continuing his work of crying throughout the streets. Jimmy gets to live for now.
Yay, Jimmy!
Jimmy!
Is KP
Jimmy, my
back?
boy!
That would be a no.
He goes a no.
Okay, Matt,
Hey.
In another section of
Welcome.
Heightengale, another civilian decides to grow a spine and do their part in helping. Matt, describe who you are. What you are doing.
I am. Oh. In your heads, imagine an elderly man, probably his late 60s, early 70s. He has a big leather apron, a white hair, big puffy mustache. He's running out of a cobbler shop. His name is Jedediah.
Fucking
We're gonna call him Jedediah now. Because goddamn it, Jimmy for some reason stuck all my ideas in J.
Alright, special, we have to use J names
And he
now.
like looks out to the street, and he's old. He's old. He knows that the city needs like that tower going. Like he's been around the block a couple of times. Can I like look
God dang.
around to see like see where the monster currently is?
Yeah, it's difficult to see like from a standing point where if you are in like in straight inside the city, like you can feel the ground rumbling as the kaiju's heavy footsteps are making their way closer and closer to the city. It's not deafening at the moment, but you know it's coming. Around you, just surrounding you on the cobbled streets are just people rushing across the streets with bags and their children hand in hand, just running all over the place. Carriages are, rushing by as you hear the heavy sounds of horseshoes clomping against the cobblestone. But unfortunately, you can't see exactly where the kaiju is coming from.
Okay.
Like
Gotta get that tower.
know where the tower is in comparison to your street. So, what is Jedediah doing? Jedediah the cobbler. What is he doing?
He's a man of the community. Jedediah the cobbler is going to just yell out into the street and try and like get a bunch of men to help him.
So you're
He's a
trying
man of the community.
you're trying to rally the people.
Yeah, Jedediah the cobbler. He's an old man. People listen to those things.
Okay. Make me a reflex save.
I just say he was old, right?
Yeah, you did say that he was old. So as Jedediah comes out, he sees the chaos and he's trying to call out to these people and saying, everybody relax, calm down. We can do this all together. Let us head to the tower. And not paying attention to where he is stepping, accidentally steps out into the middle of the street in front of an oncoming carriage.
All right, goodbye, Jedediah.
I got medieval isekai.
Medieval truck ruined.
I did just get medieval. Well, the first step is my old man cobbler.
Yep. Unfortunately,
Finish it.
Jedediah has been trampled by the equivalents of
Carriage
Truck-kun. Carriage Coon. There we go.
There is food. Oh my god.
I'm gonna put
Great grandfather of Truck-kun.
I'm gonna put that down as means of death, Carriage Coon.
He's now Jedediah.
Jedediah. Oh,
Rest in peace, fair Jedediah.
I wonder what you would get reincarnated as.
yeah.
A poor New York taxi driver.
Jedediah Booter. Gone.
All right.
Cabbage salesman.
He gets reverse isekai.
On another part of Heightengale, Brady, who are you playing, and what are they doing to help?
I am Jerry. I am an unemployed human who does nothing for a living.
So he's a bum.
He's a bum.
Okay.
And
What is Jerry the bum doing?
looting.
Looting? Oh boy.
Oh, fucking
Okay,
goblin.
in that case, then I need Jerry to roll me a stealth roll.
What the hell, Jerry?
Okay. Jerry is currently out looting in the chaos, manages to sneak his way inside of a building where the family has already packed up and gone.
He's a bum. He's already used to people not paying attention to him.
Okay. So Jimmy was warning people. Jedediah was rallying. Jerry was looting. Okay. So Jerry is going to be looting. On another section of Heightengale, another citizen has decided to have an epiphany of something that they can do to help. Cody, who are you playing, and what are they doing to help?
Okay, here's the question: if I have a specific profession, can I be caught in the middle of doing that profession, or is it strictly like street level?
What do you mean?
So, in other words, I'm playing Chimney Sweep Pete.
Pete.
Pete, the Chimney Sweep.
He's sweeping chimneys.
On the roof
chimney.
with a large black woolen, almost like
Almost like a duster that you're just...
Q-tip.
Yeah.
He's like a giant Q-tip, and he's shoving it inside the chimneys to clean them out.
Okay, so there's Pete the chimney sweep, just up there on the roof doing his job. He hears the commotion down below, starts seeing people panic. You look over at look over the roof that you're working on right now, and you see it, the giant kaiju up off in the distance. I need chimney sweep Pete to make me a fortitude save.
Woo!
So.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Okay, Jimmy.
A gasp,
The chimney's split.
escapes Chimney Sweet Pete as he's like, "Oh my god, it's not Godzilla!"
It's
As
not
you
Godzilla.
just drop your chimney sweep down this family's chimney, and you start making your way back down onto the street. Pete gets to live. In another section of Heightengale, there's another perspective of another civilian. Jacob, who are you playing, and what are they doing to help?
God damn it, Cody. I wasn't gonna be that. But now you made me pull out Randy the Roofer.
Randy the Roofer.
Who was just, putting on some nice new, slates on the roof. Oh god. When I look up, how bad is it?
Once again, there's Randy just hammering away on his iron nails that he got from a blacksmith off in the distance. And he suddenly hears the commotion down below, and he looks up, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's not Godzilla!" So he starts making his way down the roof. I need him to make me a acrobatics check.
Oh boy.
Oh god, so just a D20.
Yep, straight D20.
It's all D20s.
Fail,
I'm gonna say
fail,
this-
fail, fail, fail,
Fuck off,
fail.
fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Woo!
Okay, Randy the Roofer is very skilled in his profession, and therefore manages to very carefully step his way off of the unfinished roof and back down his wooden ladder onto the streets. Randy the Roofer gets to live.
Fuck you, Cody. I was thinking of
Great.
the chimney.
Great minds think alike.
All right, we go back to Jimmy the town crier as he continues running around the streets of people. You know, he manages to pound on a couple of doors, warn the families as they start gathering their children and their most valuable belongings and then making their way out onto the streets and out of the city. What is Jimmy the town crier doing this time, Rusty?
It's a lot of the same thing. He's just going door to door. I mean, trying to get as many people out as he can and trying to herd them, like, hey, get out, make your way either to, the temple or out of the city.
Okay. So as Jimmy the town crier walks up to this one house, I need him to make me a reflex save.
Oh boy.
So as Jimmy the town crier goes and starts banging on this door, he notices the door is slightly ajar. As he pushes the door open, suddenly a potion of acid smashes into his face, and his face unfortunately melts away.
Jimmy is dead.
Poor Jimmy fell to a very paranoid old man's home.
Damn it, Jebediah!
Jebediah died. He set up a trap in his doorway.
All right. So, in another section of Heightengale, a new civilian's perspective coming from Matt. Who are you now playing, and what are they doing to help?
Matt?
Did we lose Matt? We might have lost Matt.
Matt, are you
Oh,
muted?
shit. No, wait.
just
No,
not a thing.
I saw. Yeah,
I
thing
saw
go.
him light up. Matt?
Matt,
Speak, Matt.
speak, lumberjack. Actually, I thought I heard him.
I think he's not by his.
I think he
Spirit
might have. I
microphone.
think he might have gotten called away.
Okay.
Okay, we shall return. So
Back to Jerry.
Brady, Jerry the bum, successfully looks through this one house. I need him to make me a perception roll.
What the fuck, Jerry?
Jerry is doing pretty damn good.
Sorry, I don't know where we are. I had to step
welcome
away.
back.
Oh, it's all good. We'll come back
Jerry
to
is
you. We'll come
sorry, I
back.
had to step
very
away.
good thief.
It's all good. We'll come back to you in just a second, Matt. So
Jerry.
looking through
Yeah,
this this family's home, manages to find a magical book. Inscribed in all of these incredible arcane runes and such, and he feels something. He's not quite sure how to describe it emanating from this book, but he knows that if it's magical, it's valuable. So he pockets the book. And upon turning around, he notices a guard dog laying there, just scratching at the door, unknowing to Jerry's presence. And Jerry manages to sneak back out of the house through the window in which he came. Jerry gets to live.
Jerry, I gotta say this. You almost became the postman. He was about to go for that ass. It's gonna bite your ass, Mr. Postman.
All right, Matt. We're gonna go ahead and come back to you. So, in another section of Heightengale, a new citizen's perspective begins. Matt, who are you this time, and what are they doing to help?
Private Charlie, freshly new town guard. First week in the job.
Oh no.
It's his third day.
It's his third day.
All right, what is
He just got
private?
done with guard He just got done with guard school.
He just got out of the academy. All right, what is Charlie
He
doing
just
to
got
help
out
the
of academy,
civilians?
man. Private Charlie is looking around, seeing the generalized chaos of everything, and he's like, he's gonna try and organize the flow of traffic.
He's going to try and organize the flow of traffic.
And try and like make it so like people he's gonna like try and like usher people out of the city like through a more streamlined route because he knows these roads. He just got out of the academy.
Okay.
So he got to get trampled again.
I'm going to go ahead
He's
and
playing street cop.
If I get trampled again, I'm gonna have my character.
I'm gonna
Sorry, Josh, yeah?
I'm gonna need Charlie to go ahead and make me a strength roll.
Oh, okay.
And trampled. Oh.
Okay.
Private Charlie, let's go.
So
let's go,
Charlie
Private Charlie.
Charlie over here is trying to direct traffic in order to help people get out of the city as quickly as possible, but then suddenly feels somebody grip his sword in his sheath. But thankfully, he learned at the academy to have his sword always strapped to his sheath when he's not using it. So he manages to fight off his assailants and stop them from stealing his gear. Charlie the town
Stay
guard gets to live.
Charlie, stay strapped or get clapped.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, Cody, we come back to Pete.
Charlie's gonna have to have a fight soon, apparently.
Pete the chimney sweep has gotten down from his roof from his chimney that he was working on, and he is now on the streets amongst the chaos of everyone. What is Pete doing this time?
He's going to make his way towards the tower.
All right. Pete is going to go ahead and make his way to the tower itself. I'm going to need Pete to make me a reflex save.
Certainly. Die. No.
All right.
Oh.
Pete, as Pete's running along the cobblestone path, accidentally manages to trip himself, but catches himself, thankfully, as he accidentally runs into a couple of people, still on his 2 feet, a little shaken up, but still manages to continue on towards the tower. Pete the chimney sweep gets to live. We come back to Jacob with Randy the Roofer. Now off of the very unsafe and unstable roof that he was working on, he is amongst the crowd now. People are running all over the place. Chaos ensues. What is Randy the Roofer doing this time?
He is gonna assist anyone nearby that is stuck or about to get hurt to get them to get the fuck out.
All right. Randy happens to see a collapsed cart off in the distance. So he heads over to try and assist, but there is a very unhappy horse at the moment. I need Randy to roll me an animal handling check.
Let's get kicked, Tartai.
Nope.
Apparently not.
All right. Randy, throughout his years of roofing, carrying those heavy clay shingles up and down the ladders and putting them on safely, he built up a good amount of strength, manages to grasp the reins of the horse to calm it down so that way some other people can help him assist these people who were in danger from the tipped over carriage. Randy the Roofer gets to live. Rusty, in a different part of Heightengale now. A new civilian. We go to a new civilian's perspective. Who are you playing this time, and what are they doing to help?
Geralt the Lightkeeper is going to light the beacons.
The beacons and condors.
He's a Lumiere, technically.
The beacons of Gondor have been lit.
All right.
Condor called parade.
Gerald the Lightkeeper is among almost close enough to the front lines as he notices the giant reptilian kaiju making his way towards Heightengale, and he goes to light the beacons among the walls as surrounding him his other keepers have already lit theirs. I need Gerald to roll me a use magic device check.
Yeah.
Goes
He
up in his
gets
face.
So Gerald goes to activate the runes to light this behemoth of a beacon, but accidentally smears one of the runes as he goes to slow himself down by catching himself on the altar itself. He goes to activate the beacon, and then boom! The whole part of that tower just blows apart, unfortunately, with Gerald the Lightkeeper.
Bleh.
Harold, no.
Fortunately, Geralt is down by a runic accident. Who was Charlie, by the way? That was
me.
Matt? Okay.
I was a guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a day 3 guard.
Day 3 guard.
Alright. KP is still missing, however. Matt, we go back to Charlie the Town Guard. As he's
Charlie Town Guard.
as he's continuing to directing traffic, manages to get a nice flow of people heading out one of the gates. What is Charlie gonna do next?
Okay, so now that like traffic's kind of managed, are there other guards nearby? Maybe.
There are indeed other guards nearby.
As a guard, Charlie,
He needs
in
to
the most
report in.
rousing of speeches. He is. He's going to. He is. So he's going to look for a superior officer and try and figure out what they want to do. He's a baby guard. He doesn't know how to act on his own.
All right, fair enough. Charlie therefore remembers where the closest guard post is to his current location, thanks to his intense knowledge that he has gained in the academy. And as he starts
guard school.
and as he starts making his way there, I need Charlie to go ahead and roll me another reflex save.
Swear to God, if I get hit by our cart.
Unfortunately, Charlie the Town Guard was not following one of the most primary aspects of the Guard Academy, is to always be vigilant of your surroundings. As he wasn't paying attention.
He didn't look both ways for crossing the street.
He wasn't paying attention as he was going underneath an awning that wasn't supported very properly. And unluckily for him, collapsed beneath him through all of the shaking and the turmoil that it was under, and crushing poor Charlie, the Town Guard.
Charlie,
Poor
no.
Charlie. I think I'm gonna have the highest death total of this rate.
I'm right there with you. We both have
I'm
2 deaths.
genuinely surprised.
Yeah, well,
Jerry's
I have 2 to
still
your
alive.
1.
All right.
Oh, do you have 2?
Yeah.
Brady, we go back to Jerry, who manages to sneak out of this house with this magic book. What is Jerry the Bum doing this time?
Trying to join the flow of people trying to exit the city.
Okay. So, let's
That
see.
Charlie the guard just got set up.
I just made a good flow of traffic, man.
All right, so seeing that there is now a nice steady flow of traffic with of people and carriages on the main road, you manage to kind of meld your way into the crowd. I need Jerry the Bum to roll me a stealth check.
What the fuck, Jerry?
Yeah, Jerry.
Apparently, Jerry is a rogue because he just, like a shadow in the night, just blends right into the crowd as he's starting to make his way outside of the city.
I was supposed to pull
Jerry
the name of
found his
Scott,
calling.
violate the law.
Yeah, Jerry found his calling.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry survives.
Yeah.
We go.
Even when not in a time of crisis, bums are ignored.
All right, we go back to Pete the Chimney Sweep, who
Yes.
is still making his way to the center of the city.
Indeed, he is going to continue his jaunt to the center of town,
Okay,
which
so
is the tower.
as Pete the Chimney Sweep makes his way towards the center of the city, he notices that there is a massive roadblock. As within the chaos of the town's siege, there has been several accidents and a massive pileup of carriages and horses and all over the road, blocking Pete's path.
He's going to attempt to dive into an alley to go around it.
All right. So, as Pete makes his way into an alleyway to start making his way to continue on his path towards the center of the city, I need Pete to roll me a perception roll.
Pete has died.
Unfortunately, Pete did not notice that this whole blockade was a trap set up by the Thieves Guild of the city. And unfortunately,
It's a
he
trap.
fell for the trap and was captured, robbed, and killed in the alleyway on his way to the tower. Rest in peace, Pete the Chimney Sweep.
Rest in peace.
You'll be missed.
Jacob, we go back to Randy the Roofer, who has just successfully tamed a horse and stopped it from going on a terrible rampage in the middle of this crashed carriage. Randy happens to hear the sound of screaming in an alleyway next to him.
Can he save?
Oh god.
It's the chimney
So,
sweep.
what is Randy the Roofer doing now?
He's gonna go investigate. He's gonna curiosity. He's gonna kill the cat. I know it.
All right, Randy the Roofer. Here's the shouting in the alleyway, nearby, and he goes to investigate. I need Randy the Roofer to make me a perception roll.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, Randy is going to suffer the same fate as Pete the Chimney Sweep.
They're right next to each other.
Robbed and murdered in the streets thanks to the Thieves Guild's very clever roadblock.
Oh, god damn it!
All right, Rusty.
Double kill.
In another section of Heightengale, a perspective of a new civilian comes into play. Who are you playing now, and what are they doing?
Colbin the coal miner.
Colbin,
The coal miner.
the coal miner.
Well, he had his job title from birth. Gotcha.
He comes from a long line of respected
business.
coal miners, mind you.
And
Family
he
business.
he is going to be going around and trying to help free people that are trapped.
Helping free people who are trapped. Okay, very well. I am going to need Colbin the coal miner to make me a strength roll.
He not very strong.
Coleman happens to hear the sound of people calling for help in a collapsed building as he starts making his way into the building using his nimbleness of going through the very tight coal mines, accidentally steps on a very unstable beam, causing it to snap and the rest of the building collapsing in on Colbin and this poor family.
Sick died in this accident.
Pentakill.
Died in a freak accident.
Oh shit, KP's back.
Oh boy, KP, you get to
she's back.
play now.
Oh boy. Ah! I just tapped over to roll 20 and all of a sudden it just like pink, 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 pink. Oh god.
All right. So at the current moment in time, Rusty has killed 3 civilians. Matt has killed 2. Cody, Toby have killed 1 each, and Brady's original character is still alive.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Jerry the Bum.
Okay. I will say this, KP. Me and Cody suffered the same fate.
Tail whip.
No.
No, robbed
Chomp,
and murdered in an alley.
Mugged.
That's a trap.
Well, that's terribly unfortunate.
So KP, technically it is your turn now. So if you want to go, you can. If not, you can hear another round of civilians just to get an idea of what is going on.
Let's hear a round of civilians because it's more fun that way.
Alrighty. In another section of Heightengale, Matt, who are you playing and what are they doing to help?
Tristan Dale the blacksmith.
Tristan the blacksmith.
Yeah. With his lucky forge hammer in hand. He's going. I mean, it's chaos. They're in the busy section. He'll grab his forge hammer. I think he's gonna just try and make his way for the tower. He knows it's the only hope.
All right, fair enough. Tristan is making his way to the center of of Heightengale, towards the tower that holds this magical artifact. I need Tristan to go ahead and make me a perception roll. All right, Tristan.
Oh, Tristan Dale lives.
Tristan, therefore, using his heightened perception of being able to tell how well metal is bent and forged, here's a difference in the rumbling and the chaos of the footsteps on the cobblestone. Looks to his right and notices that his friend's cattle out of the butchery have escaped. It manages to dodge out of the rampaging path of these animals as a stampede rolls past him. Tristan the blacksmith gets to live.
He survived the running of the bulls.
For real.
All right, Brady, we're back to Jerry the Bum, who is making his way in through the crowd. What is he doing now?
Shockingly.
Jerry is going to try and steal a horse.
Jerry is going to try and steal a horse. Okay, so seeing a single person with a couple of bags and just riding along on a horse, I need Jerry to go ahead and roll me a. Let's just go ahead and say a sleight of hand. As Jerry the Bum manages to grab onto this poor civilian and just, without even having him notice, his grip not tight on the reins, traffic's moving slow, he manages to get up, snap this poor guy's neck, throw him down, and take over the horse.
God
First
damn,
blood.
Atlanta.
Jerry the bum gets to live again.
Jerry over here playing GTA. What the fuck?
Yeah, for real.
Literally.
All right. In another section of Heightengale, Cody, who are you playing, and what are they doing to help?
Nickel, the goblin occultist.
What's he gonna do? Pray to his god?
Upon discovering that a kaiju is attacking the city, he will attempt to commune with the kaiju, believing that it is his sacred deity coming to wreak vengeance for him upon this city.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So you said help, but you didn't say help who.
He's got you there.
Damn.
I mean, Jerry's been helping himself.
All right. I need Nickel, the goblin occultist, to roll me a religion check.
Oh shit.
You pull out. Nickel pulls out his holy symbol and he chants to his gods in Goblin, asking, "Why, God? Why do you do this to us?" And you hear a voice in the back of your mind as it calls, "Because fuck you." Nickel, Nickel, the goblin occultist, gets to live. On another section of Heightengale, Jacob, who are you playing and what are they doing to help?
I am playing Todd, the librarian.
All right, what is Todd the librarian doing?
Says, he's thinking. He's a librarian. He's read folklore about that. He's actually gonna make his way to the tower. It's like, well, one last stupid thing before I die. Time to prove everyone that this thing is real.
All right. So as Todd the librarian starts making his way outside, I need him to roll me a diplomacy check.
I was about to say, I'm like, oh no. I'm about to get truck-cooned, aren't I?
Nope. So before you exit the library, you are immediately stopped by, oh my god, it's Chad, your school rival who's been bullying you since you were young.
God.
He walks in and he says, "All right, nerd, one more pounding." And unfortunately, Todd doesn't make it out this time.
No!
Get him the gallbladder.
No, not to my face! No, I'm sorry!
Yield swirly to death.
All right, Rusty,
Todd the
in
librarian.
another
Not
section
dead.
of Heightengale. Who are you this time, and what are they doing to help?
What is help?
Pretty much.
At this point, yeah, what the fuck is going on here?
There's a bunch of people dying.
And one guy just making off with shit.
Hey, listen, people view a cataclysmic event like this in many different ways. And we're seeing every fucking angle of the spectrum right now.
Calvin the Carpenter.
Calvin the Carpenter.
And he is
Really
going
gotta
to
get
try
better
to
at
make
naming
his way
things.
to the tower.
Alrighty. Calvin the Carpenter is starting to make his way over to the tower. Okay. I am going to need Calvin to make me a quick reflex save. Unfortunately, Calvin was an apprentice carpenter, and his one flaw was not cleaning up his workstation. Accidentally steps on a dowel rod.
I didn't even make it.
Steps on a dowel rod, slips, and unfortunately catches himself on several of the blades that are sitting out in the open.
Didn't make it outside.
Yeah, he got
Final destination.
Yeah, he got final destination.
He was just like, I know what I must do. Immediately just
Immediately gets final destination.
God's like, nah, fuck this guy.
That's so fucking sad. Okay, on another section of Heightengale, KP, who are you and what are you doing to help?
Tia the tailor, and I guess I'm gonna go for the tower, because why not?
Tia the tailor.
Tia the Tailor tries to traverse the tower.
Okay, Tia the tailor. I'm gonna need Tia the tailor to make me a reflex save. Okay, Tia the tailor makes her way out into the streets and notices a pair of hands that are trying to reach out and grab her, but manages to swiftly duck out of the way as she notices the face of a man whom she's been trying to avoid for the longest of time rush past her in a carriage on its way out. Tia the tailor gets to survive.
Tia the Tailor just avoided a kidnapping.
yes, he did.
You almost
Yeah,
got
for real.
yoinked.
Yeah, KP's first character nearly gets kidnapped. What the hell, Josh?
That sounds like some sexism.
There's only so many things I can do to kill people in an average city, guys. Cut me some fucking slack here.
I got killed by
What kind of
Chad.
city
Come
you
on.
running here?
All right, Matt, we're going back to Tristan the blacksmith, who is continuously running towards the tower.
Tristan the Black.
What is he continuing to run towards the tower, or is he helping out the civilians?
He thinks they stand a better chance by doing whatever that tower is made for. He remembers the stories he grew up with. Chances of survival go up if whatever happens in the tower happens. So Tristan, he's running. He's going for that.
He's
Big
going.
Blacksmith's hammer in hand, so no one fucks with him.
All right, in
He's
that case,
going
then
the
I
distance.
need Tristan. I need Tristan the blacksmith to make me a strength roll.
He's going the speed.
He's going the distance.
I'll find my way.
He's all alone. Oh shit, he's not alone.
Boy howdy is Tristan the blacksmith happy that he brought his.
with me.
Boy howdy is Tristan the blacksmith happy that he brought his trusty blacksmithing hammer, because he is come face to face with a thief from the Thieves Guild, as he tries saying, "Give me your money and your hammer." And Tristan's like, "No, this is my hammer." Bonks him on the head, and then proceeds to go towards the tower again. Tristan the
He
blacksmith
did not bonk him on the
gets
head.
to
He
live.
crushed his skull.
All right,
He may have bought.
That's called a cave-in.
all right, Brady. Jerry the bum is now carrying a stolen magic book on a stolen horse in the flow of traffic. What is he doing now?
You know what? Jerry's gonna try and go to the Thieves Guild.
Stop! You're violating the law.
All right, I need Jerry the bum to go ahead and roll me an animal handling check, as he's trying
That
to
one.
steer his horse that he just stole over to where he can find the Thieves Guild. Unfortunately,
Damn it.
It's
Jerry,
the end.
unfortunately,
it's the end of
Jerry
the
the
bum.
bum is going to be met with several guards who witnessed the horse jacking And they're going to say, stop!
You violated the law.
Even amongst the chaos, you cannot violate the law.
Stop horse checking.
And for your crimes, you have been oblivioned.
You have violated the law. I shall now violate you.
Oh boy.
Okay, Cody. We return with Nickel, the goblin occultist, who has just been told to go fuck himself by his own god.
What would you do?
What is he doing now?
In response to this, he will head towards his only known saving grace, which is the kaiju. He's going to attempt to take control of the kaiju. He is not smart. He's going to attempt to mount the kaiju.
I am going to need Nickel, the goblin occultist, to roll me acrobatics rolls as he tries to maneuver his way through the stomping feet of the crowd as he's starting to make his way to the edge of the city towards the kaiju. And Nickel, as small and nimble as he is, manages to weave his way into the crowd and avoid getting trampled. Nickel gets to live. Jacob.
The gods wish to punish me. I shall punish the gods and take their kaiju for
Jacob,
myself.
in another section of Heightengale, who are you and what are you doing now?
Great. I didn't think I was gonna go through, 3 characters already.
Oh, wait, talking about I had the highest body count.
I know. Names. Why is it not giving me names? Fuck it. Jim Bob, the artist.
Jim Bob, the artist.
What happened to all of us using fantasy name generator?
It's not working for me for some reason.
All right, what is Jim Bob, the artist, doing?
Well, being dumb as he is, he wants to get to the highest vantage point to, to draw a picture of the fucking kaiju. So he is actually gonna make his way to the tower,
All right.
to the middle of the tower.
Jim Bob, the artist, makes his way outside, starts making his way to the tower. I need Jim Bob to roll me a diplomacy check. All right. As Jim Bob starts making his way towards the tower, he happens to glance over to his right down the street, and he happens to see a sight that he really, really does not want to see at the current moment in time. As Janet, a very heavily set woman who he painted a few weeks ago, is very angrily stomping towards him with his painting in her hands, realizing, oh boy, I should go. Jim Bob gets to live.
Oh no, it's Janet. Oh no, it's Janet.
Oh no, it's
Run.
Janet.
Not the dreaded Janet.
All right. In another section of Heightengale, Rusty, who are you this time, and what are you doing?
Yeah, Rusty's kill count is getting ridiculous.
Woo! War crimes, yeah. Sam the Shoemaker.
Sam the Shoemaker.
Sam the Shoemaker.
And he's
Cobbler.
gonna make his way to the tower.
To the tower, okay. Okay. I need Sam the Shoemaker to make me a reflex save.
Yeah!
So Sam the Shoemaker was very skilled at his
Cobblers are not meant to live.
cobbler. Sam the Shoemaker while very skilled in his craft, unfortunately did not care for his own shoes as well, as his shoes were so beaten and tattered, he tripped on his own shoe flap. And then unfortunately had his head crushed by a carriage.
Ew.
Why is it cobblers and carriages?
Why is it Final Destination for Rusty all the time?
That
I
just
know, right?
sounds like a TTRPG system. Cobblers and carriages.
Cobblers and carriages.
It's about a bunch of It's a bunch of It's like souping up your own carriage. It's cobbler drag racing.
Oh my god.
All right. KP. We
Don't
return.
go for that tower.
We return to Tia the Tailor, who had a close call with a kidnapping.
Ay, ay, ay.
All right. I'm gonna need Tia the Tailor to make me a perception roll. All right. Tia the Tailor, as she's making her way down the street, happens to notice that her movement is rather restricted. And she looks down at this beautiful, elegantly crafted dress that she created, and realizes that it is not very particularly good in stressful situations. So she reaches down, takes her dress, and just rips a part of the bottom of it off, so that way she has more freedom of movement, avoiding tripping into the oncoming horde of people. Tia the Tailor
Congratulations.
gets to survive.
Congratulations. Tia the Tailor created the first mini skirt.
Show off that leg. Ooh.
No, KP, you
Oh,
missed it.
oh, there's ankles. There's ankles, everybody.
Oh my god,
Feel
scandalous.
the ankle.
Oh my god. You missed it. We created the old truck coon.
Yeah. Carriage Coon.
Carriage coon.
All right, Tristan the Blacksmith. We return to Tristan the Blacksmith as he just
Just the black.
took out a thief trying to rob him,
Oh yeah, that man dead.
and he's still running towards the tower.
He thinks that it is probably their best bet.
All right, fair enough.
So yes.
Fair enough. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna need Tristan the Blacksmith to make me a reflex save, as he's making his way towards the center of the city, which has a couple of multi-story
Tristan,
buildings above him.
no.
As these buildings have multiple stories above him, and including some bridges that overshoot the street. Unfortunately, as he's approaching, one of the carriages accidentally loses a wheel, causing it to swerve into the support beam of this bridge, snapping it in half and collapsing on poor Tristan the Blacksmith.
He's so young.
No.
That was my longest guy too. I got
Yeah.
3 out of him.
I know, right?
Yeah. All right. On another section of Heightengale, Brady, who are you and what are you doing to help now?
I am Oppenheimer, the alchemist's assistant.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oppenheimer, the
The
alchemist.
hell?
And I am trying to get to the tower.
Okay. So, I'm gonna need Oppenheimer to make me a reflex save. All right, Oppenheimer collecting some of his basic alchemical stuff, shoving it all into a bag, suddenly notices that he knocks over a very reactive potion, but catches it just in time before it hits the ground and gently places it back on the shelf as he leaves and he gets to survive.
Barely.
All right, Cody, we go back to Nickel the Goblin Occultist.
Yes, we do. Nickel is still attempting to climb the Kaiji.
He's still trying to get out of the city to the kaiju?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, Nickel manages to make his way all throughout the town. I need Nickel to go ahead and roll me a stealth roll.
He's got to get past the guards.
Unfortunately, goblins are not very liked in this city, and suddenly you're pulled up by the scruff of your neck as a guard now holds you suspended in the air. And he looks down at you and he says, "Where do you think you're going, little green man?"
Play possum.
The Dark Ones have failed me.
Make a
I
heart
must
attack.
reach the kaiju and turn their wrath against them.
As he
Release the oath.
as he starts running in the air, and the soldier just looks at you and says, "Then you may join your dark gods then." And he stabs you.
You have been stabbed. You've been stabbed.
I'm labeling your cause of death guard brutality.
Racism.
Cody, it's better than being oblivion.
True. Jacob,
Reason for death. Racism.
Jacob, we go back to Jim Bob the artist, escaping Janet in her cross attitude. What is he doing now?
Get away from me, Janet! He just runs his way towards the tower.
All right, I need Jim Bob to make me a reflex save.
No, Jimba!
Jim Bob, not being able to part with some of his precious paints, carries some with him. And one of them falls out of his pocket, where he steps on it, slips a little bit, but manages to catch himself as he continues towards the tower. Jim Bob gets to live.
Yes! Jimba!
In another section of Heightengale,
Yeah.
Rusty, who are you and what are you doing now?
Who are you and how are you dying this time?
I know, right? Alan the astrologer.
Alan, the astrologer.
And he is gonna make his way towards the tower.
All right, I'm gonna need Alan to make me an acrobatics check.
Hey!
So
Alan doesn't immediately die.
So Alan, being one who has been in the astronomy tower for so long, knows a shortcut to get down from the tower quicker. As he sits down on the rail and slides his way all the way down, getting onto the street safely. Alan gets to live.
Yay!
KP, we return to Tia the tailor, now with a torn dress and making her way towards Center City. What is she doing now?
Still trying to carefully navigate towards the tower.
All right, I'm going to need Tia the tailor to make me a reflex save.
This isn't going to end well.
So, just as Tia sees an opening in the crowd, she starts making her way
Sage will help.
across the street.
Yeah, Sage didn't help because first, the Sage was a 20.
She starts making her way across the street, but realizes far too late why there was a break in the crowd, and notices a giant stampede. She notices a giant stampede barreling towards her. Unfortunately, not able to get out of the way.
Move!
Well, Tia the Tailor lasted 3 rounds.
Jacob, you said it wrong. It's move, bitch.
Move, bitch.
All right, Matt. In another section of
Hey.
Heightengale, who are you and what are you doing?
I am Father O'Malley, priests of the church.
Oh no, that's Father O'Malley.
Oh boy.
Oh, those are the priests. Yeah, this one.
And he's making his way towards the
Alright,
tower.
this priest, he's. Nah, he's gonna try and rally some folk. I'm gonna try and do the cobbler's plan again.
All right, Father O'Malley.
I have a
Get a
question
posse
for you,
together.
Matt. Is O'Malley a catfolk?
He can be.
He's O'Malley the alley cat.
You know it.
All right, Father O'Malley starts running
He's gonna try and
outside.
rally. Nope, Father O'Malley's dead.
So Father O'Malley starts making his way outside to start rallying the folk when he's suddenly approached by several guards. And they show him a parchment that says, Father O'Malley, you are hereby under arrest and sentenced to death for kidnapping and child endangerment.
It's really a time for this.
You touch too many kittens.
Father O'Malley would never. He was a good man.
Unfortunately, he was speared to death in the street.
His college.
Father O'Malley would never get caught.
This is the day that you almost got
Father O'Malley.
The alley cat.
No,
Father O'Malley
I-
very much got caught.
I like John Drea more.
Kitten,
Yeah.
for kitten napping charges.
John Durao.
All right, we go back
This is
to
persecution.
Brady. Brady with Oppenheimer the Alchemist. He's continuing to make his way to the tower.
Running through the streets holding up 2 inert potions, laughing like a madman toward the tower.
Okay.
This way, I don't think any of us are making it to the tower.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to need
What?
Oppenheimer to roll me a reflex save. Or actually, have him roll me an intimidate. Well,
It's a 2.
unfortunately, with Oppenheimer running through the streets like a crazed maniac with potions in hand, the guards are going to take that as a threat and open fire crossbows on you.
Look, I've been inhaled.
I wonder how big the explosion is.
They were inert.
I'm putting your cause of death, Alu Akna.
That's good. I like that one.
All right. In another section of Heightengale, Cody, who are you and what are you doing now?
Rose the Coruscant.
Rose, the courtesan.
She's going to attempt to flee the city by revealing her breasts to an oncoming cart in an attempt to stop it to get picked up.
Free passage.
Yeah. Show the goods to get.
Carriage-kun!
You find the only cart full of gay
Carrot.
men.
Good.
Find the only cart full of what?
Gay men.
Amen.
Oh.
Gay men.
All right.
All right, roll me a charisma check. Unfortunately,
Did I forget to mention she's flat?
Unfortunately, Rose here is not very well endowed in the breasticles, and she is incredibly pale, so as she reveals more of her skin, the horses get scared, and she gets carriage-cooned.
Roadkill.
That one bites the dust.
And another one's gone, and another one's
Hey, Josh, what's the body count up to?
Do you want individual body counts, or do you want the total?
Total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
How many of that is me and Rusty at least?
Rusty
What,
and
7?
Most of
Rusty
them.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Here, if we want, I can here, I
Yeah,
can
give us
start
counters.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Put
5.
a kill counter
Put
up.
a death counter.
Tally.
KP doesn't have any.
I have
Matt.
one.
Oh yeah, you do have one.
If he has
Tia.
one.
Yeah, Tia the Taylor.
Matt, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Brady, you only have 1, 2. Cody, you have 1, 2, 3 now. And Jacob, you have 1. No, you only have 2.
Oh shit! Me and Jacob are tied.
You know, I thought I would be the one dying a lot because my track
Your
record.
curse.
No, it's apparently me and Rusty.
Right. Jacob, we rejoined Jim Bob the artist as he starts making his way into the center of the city. What is he doing?
How close am I to the?
To the tower? You're pretty close.
All right, I'm gonna make my way to the tower.
All right, you're going to start making your way to the tower. Let's see here. I need Jim Bob the artist to make me a reflex save.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Brady.
Unfortunately, Jim Bob doesn't even know how he arrived in front of death itself, as all you hear off in the distance is a very enthusiastic man yell out, "Just fireball!"
God
Well
damn
done.
it.
And he happens to be wielding a shortened shield as well.
Yeah. It looks like
Yeah, I
it looks
get-
like a worm.
I can fucking joke at.
You just got joke at.
Rusty, Rusty, we return to Alan the astrologer.
Making my way to the tower.
Still making his way to the tower from his astronomy tower. He's outside amongst the crowd. I'm gonna need Alan the astronomer to go ahead and make me a fortitude save.
Well,
Unfortunately, Alan the astrologer has really, really bad asthma. So as he's running, it gets really difficult for him to breathe.
Cody.
As he bends over to catch his breath, gets carriage cooned.
that fucking carrot is racking up the body count.
Yeah, it is.
3 and counting. Might be more than that.
All right. And that is another tally on Rusty's. Oh, here. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, KP. Actually, there is no living character. So, KP, on the other side of Heightengale, who are you and what are you doing?
CC the carriage driver, and I'm getting the fuck out of town.
CC, wait,
She's
what
the
is her?
one that's been driving.
She's the
She's the one driving.
the carriage driver.
She's driving carriage coon.
The coach driver.
carriage
She's the
coon
one that's been
driver.
driving 13 years.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm gonna need CC to roll me a handle animal check. All right. Well, CC, amongst getting your way out of town, you managed to hit 3 people in the process. Still maintaining control of your
An old
horse,
man.
which would have contained of an old man. An old man, some random guy with glasses and a robe, and some woman flashing her non-existent breasts.
Now we know the carriage driver is a woman.
Jesus Christ.
They couldn't be any better.
Okay. Matt. On another
Yeah?
part of Heightengale, who are you and what are you doing?
My name is Ron
Ron?
the Fishmonger.
Fishmonger.
The Fishmonger, yep. Ron the Fishmonger.
Okay.
Is there a river or a port on this place, or am I just a fishmonger in a town that's landlocked?
You're in a town that's landlocked. You're here to sell your fish.
Right, that's what I wanted to... Alright.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I know nothing of the city. That's... I know nothing of the city, I just got here today. I'm gonna stand by the gate and try and sell people fish so they run away.
You'll
Trying to
need
make it
food
quick,
for the road.
I need Braun to make me a strength roll.
Oh.
Braun, unfortunately,
No one's winning.
falls to a group of people who have not prepared to bring some traveling food, and therefore is killed and robbed of all of his fish.
My fish. Oh, I'm dead and sad. Guys, if one of us managed to make it to the center of the city, I'll be shocked at this point.
I was close, man.
Cause of death, fish fried.
I was too.
Right.
By the end of this town is
Bring me
fucked.
back the fillet of fish.
All right, and Matt, that is your fifth civilian that you've killed. Brady, on another part of
My
Heightengale,
fault.
who are you and what are you playing?
Ophelia Cox.
Ophelia,
Streetwalker.
a bum.
No. A hooker.
Ah! All right, and what is she doing?
You remember what Ruby tried to do?
Oh no!
Ruby
I
who?
flash the carriage.
It was Rose, but yeah.
It Rose. Cody's character. Flashing a carriage to get a ride.
Let's see. Do you
Charisma.
actually fail?
I just wanted to use the name Ophelia Cox.
You do get picked up.
God damn it.
You wish you hadn't.
I want to say this cause of death, but I get canceled and banned.
Message it to me.
Fabulous.
I need to know.
Uh, All right. A carriage does indeed stop for Ophelia. But as you get into the carriage, you suddenly realize it was not a good idea, as this carriage veers off of the main road and then dips further into the city. Ophelia, unfortunately, is never seen again.
No, she
Oh,
got
no.
Jack the Ripper.
Hey, our first
That got dark real
non-death.
quick.
Oh no, she definitely dies. Once again, I am withholding the cause of death. All right, Cody.
Joking.
Cody? Who are you, and what are you doing to help now?
I am Mocha, the Tabaxi Bard. I am climbing to the rooftop so I can serenade the people with my music, which just sounds like a dead alley a dying alley cat screeching in the night.
It's bad that the first thing I thought of was the song Rooftops.
All right, give me a performance roll.
It sounds like a dying cat.
Unfortunately, yeah. You start screeching amongst the crowd. Unfortunately, unfortunately you had a very, very big rock thrown right at your head. Not paying attention. You've been stoned.
There.
Shut the fuck up. All right, Jacob. Who are you, and what are you doing to help?
Hunk, the gnomish engineer, trying to make his way to the fucking middle of the town.
All right, I have to go pick up dinner, so I will be back.
Okay.
I am Tonk, the gnomish engineer, and I'm going to the center of town
Okay.
to get to that fucking tower.
So Tonk is making his way towards the center of the tower, to the center of the city. I'm gonna need Tonk to roll me in an intimidation check.
He's gonna die.
You're gonna die.
So Tonk,
Okay, I guess not.
Tonk manages to run into one of the thieves of the Thieves Guild. Thief looks down at Tonk and he bears his knife and he says, "Give me your money and your gear, little man." Tonk looks at him and he pulls out his rifle and he says, "You see this here, Buster? This here's my boomstick. You want to know what it does? What does it do? It goes boom!" Tonk gets to survive through blasting this poor fucking thief with what is essentially a pipe gun. Okay.
Oh, I'm loving this one shot.
So, the ground begins to shake even further now as the kaiju rapidly begins to approach the outer walls of the city. So much so that now stones are starting to kick up from the ground from the sheer force of this thing's feet hitting the ground. Buildings are starting to crumble. And we return to Rusty. Who are you and what are you doing to help?
Henry the historian, and I am desperately trying to document everything down.
You get writer's block.
Writer's block. Seppuku.
All right,
Writer's block has a stroke.
I need Henry to roll me a reflex save.
Yeah.
So Henry is currently sitting on his porch, just writing everything down as fast as he can. Suddenly notices the ground starting to shake a lot more as his house starts creaking and cracking behind him, and manages to get out of the way in time for his house to come crumbling down. Henry, the historian, gets to live. All right. Matt, we return to you.
I am Romulus the Mage. Romulus the Mage is obviously going to just run for the fucking tower.
It's your book that I stole with Jerry.
Oh no. Romulus doing magic, being like, ooh, to the tower. Romulus is dead.
Unfortunately, as Romulus says, "Oh wait, I remember. There's a scroll in my master's chest that could
Amazing chest
possibly get me to the tower faster. It might be a teleportation scroll." He goes up, opens the chest, and finds the scroll. He starts reciting the incantation, and then the teleport happens, but only half of Romulus makes it.
Ugh.
Which half?
Indeed.
Which half?
The lower
It
half.
like-
because his
I feel
magic
that
is
forever's
ass.
gonna roll up on that.
Cause of death, splitched.
Holy-
Brady, who are
One of my
you?
guys may survive
Brady,
eventually.
who are you and what are you doing now?
I am the boulder.
The boulder. Oh no.
Fucking boulder.
The boulder. And I am trying to make my way to the center of the town.
What is the
The
boulder?
tower.
What is the boulder's occupation?
Professional pig
Wrestler.
wrestling.
Pig wrestler.
Yep.
He's a wrestler.
Okay. I need the boulder to make me a reflex save.
The boulder has been eaten by his pigs.
Unfortunately, the boulder, as he wakes up and realizes what's been happening, spending the night in the pig pen, goes to get out, but slips. And unfortunately impales himself on the fence.
Oh,
Oh.
I guess I wasn't wrong. The boulder has been eaten by his pigs.
Cause of death, pig penned. All right, Cody.
Luke the Duke.
Luke.
The Duke.
A Duke.
Yes.
Okay, what is Luke the Duke doing?
Luke the Duke understands that this is a dire situation and that everything's coming to an end. So he goes to the local bar
Oh God.
to drink his problems away. He's going to attempt to drink himself to death before the kaiju comes.
Wait,
Okay.
if you're trying to die, does that mean you get to live?
Well, we'll see.
Okay,
I have to make it there first.
I need Luke the Duke to roll me a fortitude save.
Well, you make it to the bar.
Well, Luke the Duke is drinking his life away in an empty bar because the barkeep ran away.
At least the beer is free.
All right,
He
Jacob.
just has like one of the kegs tap opened up and just
Yeah.
chugging away.
Jacob, we return to Tonk the engineer as he continues to make his way to the tower. I am gonna need Tonk to roll me a reflex save.
No, stop.
Unfortunately, Tonk was a little careless in where he was walking. As he was walking by a burning building, didn't notice that there was a piece of wood sticking out a little bit too far, and it might have ignited his gunpowder pouch that was hanging on his side. Tonk the engineer went kaboom.
He smells like. Am I burning? Oh fuck.
Powder kegged.
Okay.
Rusty, we return with you and Henry the Historian.
Yep. Henry the Historian is just gonna keep trying to mark it down for somebody this moment doesn't get lost. Future generations will know what happened.
Okay. Henry the Historian continuing to write down all of the events that were happening. I'm going to need him to make me a fortitude save.
Yeah!
Another one bites dust.
Henry the Historian wanting to get a description of the beast that is currently assaulting the city, looks up and up over the walls of Heightengale. He sees the beast and is completely bewildered as he has never seen a monster in his life. His brain can't process it and dies via heart attack.
Blech.
Matt!
Hi.
The kaiju approaches the kingdom. Who are you and what are you doing?
I am Heaven the Merchant. And me being a merchant and growing up in this town, I'm going to mount my horse and ride towards the center of the city.
All right. Upon your trusty steed who've been with you, traveling from city to city, I am going to need you to roll me an animal handling check.
He grew up with that horse.
Yes.
This horse has very good trust in Heaven,
I grew up with that horse.
and you managed to safely navigate your way through the initial crowd as Heaven gets to live.
Yay. It's Kevin, Josh.
Oh, it's Kevin. My bad. It's Heaven with a K. That's what I'm putting it down as.
It's K-Heaven.
K-Heaven.
Kevin.
Kev. your dad was mid sneeze signing the birth certificate.
Either that or he was the asthmatic that died.
All right, Brady, we return to you. Who are you and what are you doing now?
Desdemona the Demolitionist.
Repeat that?
Desdemona the Demolitionist.
Demolitionist. All right, and what is Desdemona doing?
Going for the tower.
Tower. Okay.
I drop it on its head, it might kill it.
I am going to need Desdemona to make me a reflex save.
Fuck Desdemona.
Desdemona, unfortunately, being a specialist in demolition, was not paying attention when she heard the apprehension, just fireball, out in the distance, and was caught within said fireball, causing a chain reaction to some of the powder that she was carrying.
Desdemona detonates.
Demolition Man.
God,
Ma'am.
this is some real board game level shit that's going on right now.
It really is. This is some Jumanji type shit.
I know, right?
All right, Cody, we return with Luke the Duke, who is still drinking away.
As he's drinking, he has an epiphany and remembers the relic that's sitting inside the tower. Oh wait, yeah, there is a chance. I best be going. And in his drunken stupor, begins to head towards the tower.
All right, I'm going to
But he's
need...
gone such a different direction of like.
He does grab a bottle to go with him.
I'm gonna need Luke the Duke. I'm gonna fuck that up so many times. Duke the Luke. Shoot the whoop. Fucking. I'm gonna jump, please. I can't.
He's a Luke Duke.
Whoa.
I'm gonna need Luke the Duke to make me a dexterity throw. A reflex
Are you
save.
sure you're not drunk?
Okay, Cody, or Luke the Duke happens to come across one of the thieves. And the thief looks at him and says, "Hey, you're the Duke of this area. Give me all your money." And Luke, in his drunken state, just looks at the bottle and looks at this guy and just clocks this guy as hard as he can. The guy does not get up.
I've always wanted to do that.
Luke the Duke gets to survive. Jacob, we come back to you. Who are you and what are you doing to help?
Right, the thief.
Who?
Timmy, the thief.
Timmy.
Thank you, baby.
Timmy the Thief. What is Timmy the Thief
Timmy!
doing?
I think there's gonna
He's
be
rolling
stuff to be.
Tower.
Yeah, I'm gonna be raiding that damn tower.
All right, making your way to the tower. I'm gonna need Timmy the Thief to roll me a stealth check.
I know how Timmy gets away with it. He makes everybody feel bad for him.
And Timmy manages to sneak past the prying eyes of the guard. Timmy the Thief gets to survive.
Timmy.
Rusty, we go back to you. Who are you and what are you doing?
Daryl the Distiller. And at this point here, he's going to be making his way to the tower.
All right. Daryl is going to have to make me a diplomacy check.
Well, he did.
Daryl the Distiller unfortunately meets up with a bunch of the town drunks. And seeing as the world is about to end, they want one last drink. I'm putting cause of death, bar brawled. Matt, we return with you and Kevin the Merchant.
To Kevin.
To Kevin.
All right. The Kevin. He's still going full throttle to that tower.
Okay, I'm gonna need Kevin to go ahead and make me another reflex save.
Kevin.
Come on.
Oh shit, Kevin.
Oh my
Oh, shit.
god!
So Kevin.
That's two in a row, boys.
Kevin manages
Kevin may be our hero.
suddenly feels a wheel on his cart becoming loose. He reaches down and he slams down on the reins or the mechanism that connects the horse to the cart and jumps right on top of his trusty steed as the cart comes tumbling behind him, causing another accident in the road. Kevin gets to survive. Brady, we return to you. Who are you, and what are you doing to help?
I am Kenny. I am Timmy's partner in crime.
Oh no!
All right.
And we are going to the town.
Are you Princess Kenny?
Yes, I'm Kenny.
Timmy and Kenny. All right. So Kenny happens to see Timmy sneak his way through the crowd past the guards. I'm going to need Kenny to make me a stealth roll. Kenny also manages to sneak past all the guards and make his way up towards the tower. Kenny gets to survive.
I swear, if Kenny and Timmy survive.
Cody, we return to Luke the Duke, who just one punch man a thief to the ground. What is Luke the Duke doing now?
He's going to continue to waddle his happy ass over to the tower in his drunken stupor. Luke the Duke will make it to this tower.
Luke the Duke does not give a singular shit as he is just bobbing and weaving through his stumbled steps through the crowd, making his way into Center City. Luke the Duke is the closest to the tower anybody has made it.
Oh, wow.
Jacob, we return to you with Timmy the thief. What is he doing now?
Stealthily making his way towards the tower to get that sweet, sweet loot.
Okay. I need Timmy the thief to go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
God fucking.
No, Timmy.
So Timmy has the great idea, hey, I don't need to follow the road. I can just sneak through all the buildings that are abandoned right now. So
Did I get Goon Squad?
he opens up the window and then he jumps down, making his way through this boarded up old building.
I need to get Goon Squad.
And just as he's about to exit the other side, he suddenly gets attacked by a mimic.
What kind of mimic was it? Was it like a door mimic, chest mimic?
A chair.
It was a floorboard.
It was a fucking
Or a
chair.
floorboard, that'd be funny.
Yeah, we'll go with the floorboard. It's like, just take one step and I'm just.
Just down you go. All right, Rusty. Who are you now, and what are
That's a
you
security
doing?
system right there.
What are you doing to help? Rusty.
See here. I am. I am Billy the Bricklayer.
Billy the Mason.
And- Yep. And I am gonna make my way to tower.
Okay. Billy the Mason.
I know these roads. I helped to lay them.
I laid the foundation of these roads. I know my way around.
Fuck.
He found a pothole.
I know these roads like it's the back of my head. Hey, that's new. And then, plop. Gets trampled, unfortunately.
Remember that carrot I let go of?
Well, rest in peace, Billy.
I built this city. Wham!
Hey, Matt. We return to Kevin the Merchant.
Yeah, Heaven is. Yeah. He's running like the wind. He's riding that horsey all the way there.
Riding like the wind, bullseye, when suddenly he notices a cart.
He's getting.
Or a blockade in the road.
Ooh.
Thieves again.
So he has one of two decisions. He can
Can I
dip in.
leap in with the horse?
You want to leap over the blockade with the horse. I'm going to need an acrobatics.
I may lose the horse. Okay, well, you roll the 10.
Oh, you're gonna get a skeet shoot.
So unfortunately, Kevin
No,
goes to leap over it,
Not
but
Kevin.
the horse has other options, or other opinions. He's like, hell nah, and immediately hits the brakes. Kevin unfortunately goes sailing through the air and lands on
Pass over tea kettle.
lands unfortunately on some broken pieces of wood in the blockade.
Damn it. Cody, you're going to be the one to save us at this point.
We'll see.
Poor Kevin got Viva la impaled.
How close was he, Josh?
Kevin was almost as close as Luke was. So that was Cody's 5th character down.
Wait, what?
Or no, not Cody.
When did Luke die?
Mine.
Not Cody. Fucking Matt.
I was about to say, I died? Luke the Duke died?
He spontaneously combusts. No.
His liquor catches fire.
All right, Brady. We
his
return.
stomach.
We return to Kenny the Thief as you see your good friend Timmy go into a house. What does Kenny the Thief do?
Hey! Continues to the tower.
All right. Thinking, oh, if Timmy could do it, so can I. Roll me a stealth roll.
Oh no, I'm not going through houses.
Make me a stealth roll.
They heard you scream Timmy and came out there.
Timmy! You scream, and then you suddenly catches the attention of the guards, and the guards say, "Hey, halt right there, criminal scum!"
Those with Down syndrome shall be put down.
God damn it, Cody.
No, Timmy was eaten by the floorboards. This is Kevin.
Kenny gets oblivioned.
Or no, Kenny.
Kenny gets oblivion.
Oh no, I killed Kenny.
You bastards!
All right, Cody. We return to Luke the Duke,
Can he do it?
who now stands at the base of the tower.
It is time
Oh,
to
wow.
climb thy tower.
Oh my god!
Fuck Cody.
So,
Cody.
Luke-
19.
Luke the
19.
Duke saunters into the tower, is looking around. This is the first time you're in here. He's like, huh, this is really pretty shit in here. Makes his way to the center of the room to see what appears to be a large circular elevator. He just looks at the runes and goes, what does this button do? And then, whoosh, the elevator lifts up and starts taking you to the top of the tower. Luke the
I'm
Duke.
never gonna be saved by a drunk.
Luke the Duke is on his way.
When in doubt,
Jacob, we return to you. Who are you, and what are you doing now?
Trying to think of a different name. One that goes well with this occupation. Screw it. Tech the clockmaker. And I am gonna try to get to the tower.
Okay. Tech the clockmaker.
TEK. Tech.
I'm gonna need Tech the clockmaker to make me a perception roll.
God fucking.
Unfortunately, Tech's many years of working with clocks has impaired his vision and doesn't unfortunately see the barreling cart that is coming straight towards him.
No! Cartoon, please!
How many
Carriage
victims does
complete.
Cartoon have now?
A lot. Yeah, poor Carriage, like Carriage Coon claims another victim.
Is Katie's character still driving that one?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Unfortunately, she's not very good with directions, apparently. Or hasn't gotten her carriage license.
is her name secretly Zoro?
She has claimed more victims than the Kaiju has at this point.
Kaiju's like, damn, you're doing my job for me.
It's like, goddamn,
Because I'm
okay.
gonna sit here.
Like, goddamn, okay.
Turns out she's an apostate of the kaiju.
Oh, God. All right, Rusty. Who are you?
Lenny the locksmith.
Lenny the locksmith. Okay, I gotta turn my page for this.
Josh, are you expecting us to die this much?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Were you
Okay.
expecting it to be this funny?
I was expecting it to be this funny.
And I'm going to make my way towards the tower.
All right, Lenny the locksmith.
Survive.
Surprisingly survives. Okay. Lenny the locksmith manages to maneuver through his shop and all of his discarded pins and bobs and everything out onto the streets. All right, Matt, who are you now and what are you doing?
I'm Tanner the Tanner.
Well, he was really named right.
Cop out, bitch.
Hey, listen. There's only so many things I can. I've died so many times. Shut the fuck up. He's going for the tower, Josh.
Going for the tower, all right.
He's donned his best. He's donned the best leather armor he has in his shop, and he's going for the tower.
Alrighty.
He's dead.
Unfortunately, Tanner the Tanner, donning his greatest leather armor of all, and wielding
Trips over the leather polish.
his trusty knife, unfortunately slips on a puddle of polish in his shop, impaling himself with his own knife.
What am I at now, boss?
Cause of death, skinned alive.
Flayed.
I think
All right,
I've
Brady.
died so many times.
Brady, who are you now, and what are you doing?
Alejandro, a member of the Inquisition.
Oh boy.
We have that?
Apparently, we do now. All right,
And I'm making my way toward the tower.
That is the best we do now.
Yeah, we do now.
It's just him. That's
It's
all there is.
literally just that. It's
Just
literally
him.
just him.
And he speaks only Spanish.
And he speaks only with a guitar in the background as he narrates things.
He has his own mariachi band that pulls him around.
Nobody
Alright.
expects the Spanish Inquisition.
All right, I need Alejandro to roll me a perception roll. All right, Alejandro, along with his mariachi band in the background, manages
They're playing the
manages
Mexican song.
manages to see the oncoming stampede, don his brilliant cape, and he says, "Ole!"
Ole!
and just sidesteps the stampede. Alejandro gets to live.
Alejandro is now a bullfighter.
Wait, did Lenny the locksmith
I
survive?
believe it's called a matador.
Yes.
He did.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Cody. We return to Luke the Duke
Can he do it?
as he arrives at the top of the tower. He sees sitting on a pedestal before him what appears to be a large glowing orb that is surrounded by light and magic runes. As Luke the Duke approaches this orb and he just looks at it, use magic device.
Oh,
It gets to it.
Luke the Duke goes to reach out and touch the device as suddenly a magic rune appears behind him and a solid light spear pierces through Luke the Duke.
Why? Bye, Luke the Duke.
Damn, you were so close.
We were so close to freedom and glory. All right. Jacob, we return to you. Who are you now and what are you doing?
Let's see. I am Brett the Priest.
Brett the Priest. Okay, and what is Brett the Priest doing?
Going to the tower as my god command.
All right, roll me a religion check.
I'm
your
gonna get
god
smited.
commands of something else.
Nah, God is gonna smite me.
All right, as
You did not
Brett
get smited, you got smoted.
as Brett raises his holy symbol and he calls out to his god and he says, "My beloved God, please guide me in this expedition to reach this miraculous tower and the artifact within to save our city."
Well, no.
And as he finishes his prayer, he and every citizen within the city feels the ground shake violently as he looks up at the tower, and the tower crumbles to the ground.
Oh,
God damn it, Jacob.
As the tower crumbles to the ground, dust and debris fly everywhere in all directions of the city and the main street. And Brett the Priest baffled by this act of what he could assume to be his god, doesn't see the giant rock barreling towards him.
It's like before the rock hits, it was like, God? And then...
Why? Just bam!
Like, as soon as he said, God? God's like, yeah.
God, wham! He just opens his eyes and he's like, "You were saying, my child?"
What just happened?
What?
Okay, Jacob, you have killed another person. Congrats. Rusty, we return to Lenny the locksmith now, as Lenny therefore watches the tower crumble to the ground. I need Lenny the locksmith to make me a reflex save.
Oh boy.
Seeing the giant cloud of dust and debris flying towards him, Lenny manages to duck inside a stable building and wait out the dust and debris. Lenny gets to live. Matt, we turn to you. Who are you and what are you doing?
Bother at this point.
Yes.
I was gonna make Timmy the tower keeper, but that's
Also, the fast
not
track.
now. That's a fast track death. You know what? I'm a gate guard. I am Bill the gate guard. And Bill's GTFOing.
Alright.
Abandoning his post.
Good
He's
enough for
running
this
away.
shit.
I need Bill to make me a stealth roll.
Oh boy.
How many deaths are we up to now?
You don't want to know.
Yes.
Oh God, over 20?
Oh, Bill
Well, we have to be over 20 at this
20
point.
earlier.
The
Well,
tal-
no, we were
over
at
20
17 when I
earlier.
left.
The tallies are on the board.
I actually do not see them.
Where's the
I think-
board?
We
I
do
think
not
you-
see the tower.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
any.
you have it
I
in the
don't-
DM layer.
There we
There they are.
There we go.
There we go.
Holy shit,
Oh
man.
God, my
Eight?
number's so big.
Yeah, I'm catching up.
Rusty!
I don't want to talk about it.
9?
Matt, I'm catching up to you. I'm one behind you.
Beamer, you are one behind me.
We have
KP only has the
79.
lowest. 'Cause KP's gone.
Yeah, I know, right?
He also has the highest kill count.
Yes, he does.
Yes, Carriage Coon has indeed claimed another victim of Tech the Clockmaker.
KP, you killed me.
Unintentional consequences.
Alright, so Bill the Gate Guard does indeed manage to make his way outside of the gates, abandoning his post.
Whew, you almost got commissar'd.
Yeah, for real.
Alright, Brady. We return to Alejandro the Inquisitor and his mariachi band behind him.
He's got a mariachi band.
He,
He is
conti-
the Spanish Inquisition.
he continues to make his way towards the tower in his prideful walk, his cape flapping in the wind, and his giant brimmed hat and feather.
Smack him in the face.
Who's this motherfucker, Mihawk?
No, he's the Spanish Inquisition.
I need Alejandro to make me another diplomacy roll. Alejandro rounds the corner, making his way towards the tower as a thief jumps out from an alley and he bears a knife at him and he says, "Give me all your money, Spanish man." Alejandro just stares at him and says, "Get out of my way." As he reaches behind him,
No.
grabs
No.
the trumpet of the mariachi band and backhands the thief with the trumpet.
No.
He hands the instrument back. And Alejandro continues towards the tower.
Brady, I'm doing it now.
Fucking
Brady,
hate
I'm
this
doing it now.
character already.
You're playing Consuela?
I fucking hate this character so much already.
Isn't the tower gone?
That is true.
Yes, the tower did crumble.
That is true.
I'm still going toward the tower.
He is still going towards the ruins of the tower. All right.
Oh god.
Cody, who are you now and what are you doing?
Lawrence the Florist.
Lawrence the Florist.
Yes.
All right, what is Lawrence doing?
The tower has collapsed. All hope has seemed to be lost. Run like hell. I don't see why he would go towards a crumbled tower.
Fair enough. I'm gonna need Lawrence to go ahead and make me a acrobatics roll.
I think he did well.
Unfortunately, Lawrence is one of those people who doesn't understand his own body. For as he may be a florist, he has terrible, terrible allergies. And the dust and debris certainly don't help. As
He got high on his own supply.
as Lawrence goes
That's to an
to,
allergic reaction.
he unfortunately dies to an allergic reaction.
But it's an anaphylactic shock.
Poor Lawrence. What a hell of what a way to go. Jesus. All right, Toby. We returned. Who are you now?
Consuela the maid.
Consuela, the mage. What is
Maid.
Oh, the maid. Fair enough. What is Consuela doing?
Consuela going
Following Alejandro.
What?
following the mariachi band.
So, Consuela, very intrigued by this mariachi band music that is playing in the background, as she just watches this very pompous and elegant man sidestep a rampaging stampede, shouting "Olé!" and then backhanding a thief at knife point with a strange brass instrument. She is very interested, as she begins to follow the mariachi band behind her. Or mariachi in front of her. I need Consuela to make me a reflex save. Unfortunately,
Oh, poor Consuela.
Consuela was making a little bit too much noise and startled one of the mariachi members as they turn left and accidentally whack her upside the head with their instrument.
It was the guitarist.
As she falls to the ground, not able to fully support herself and bedazzled by this Spanish man, unfortunately breaks her skull open on the stone. Cause of death, love struck.
Oh boy.
Rusty, we return
Lenny.
to Lenny the locksmith, who now steps out of the building after avoiding the dust cloud of the collapsed tower. Hope not lost within him, as he knows the artifact may have survived.
Yep. Onward to the tower.
He sees a Spanish man with a mariachi just backhanding.
So
On the
Lenny
feet.
the locksmith, looking around at this house that he is in, notices that there's a shortcut through the house. I'm going to need Lenny to make me a sleight of hand roll.
Lenny!
Lenny the locksmith goes to reach down and pick the lock to get through the house, but notices the magic runes that surround the doorknob. Backing away slowly, he just goes through the window instead and makes his way more towards the collapsed tower. Lenny continues to live and approaches the ruins of the tower. KP, we return to Cece, Carriage Coon's driver, as she is having increasingly difficult time navigating the chaos in the streets, rampaging through so many more people. I'm going to need Cece to make me a handle animal check. As the dust cloud completely washes over Cece, you may hear the sound of some screaming people and the splatter of blood, but it's okay because you.
Oh look, it's Crazy Taxi, guys!
Because you emerge from the cloud of dust completely unharmed, making your way throughout the city. Still, Cece survives.
How many more kills does CC get?
Like, at this point here, I think the kaiju is
CC is on Kilimanjaro.
Dinner and a show.
All right,
The kaiju's taking notes.
Matt. Bill, the gate guard, is continuing to make his way out of the side of the city. I'm gonna need him to make me a reflex save.
Oh, Bill's dead.
Unfortunately, the kaiju is very perceptive as he notices this large crowd of people escaping the city, and he just turns his head and opens his mouth, and boosh, big spew of fire rains down on top of this group of people.
It is Godzilla.
Oh, Bill.
Run.
It's Godzilla, but it can't be called Godzilla because of copyright.
Nondescript reptilian kaiju.
It's a lizard that looks like Godzilla.
Oh my god, it's the Lord.
It's the generic
Lord
Godzilla.
All right, Brady.
It's Walmart's version of Godzilla.
Brady, we return to Alejandro, who continues making his way towards the ruins of the collapsed tower with his band playing behind him. I am going to need Alejandro to make me a diplomacy check.
Oof.
So, as Alejandro is making his way through the city, he is stopped by a guard, and the guard asks him, "What are you doing? We are trying to evacuate civilians. You can't be here." Alejandro, in his suave nature, tries to convince the guard to let him pass, as suddenly he looks behind him and one of his mariachi members are choking. Oh no. And
Oh no! Oh yeah!
the other members of the band tried saving him, but unfortunately, a piece of their instrument got lodged in their throat. He spits it out and it clocks Alejandro in the back of the head, causing him to jerk forward towards the guard. And the guard, of course, naturally reacts, pulling his sword as quick as he can and cutting Alejandro down.
Damn.
Alejandro and I would be together.
Alejandro was doing good too.
Awesome.
So was
That
Duke
is
to
final.
Luke.
Not as good as
Luke
Duke
to
to Luke.
Alejandro's final
No,
words.
it's Duke to
They
Luke.
expected me.
I did not expect that, though. All right, we return to Cody. Who are you now, and what are you doing?
But let's look at the reference board. Let's see what we got written down. We are Sir Antoine, the painter,
Oh boy, another painter.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right, and what is Sir Antoine doing?
Upon seeing, the escaping civilians squashed by the kaiju, he decides it's probably best to go to the tower anyways.
All right, you start making your way towards the tower. But now there is complete chaos because the civilians know not where to go. As all of the civilians from the gate near you turn around and start heading towards you. But Sir Antoine manages to avoid the oncoming stampede. And he gets to live. Jacob.
But a moment longer.
I am playing
Who are you?
Tony, the baker.
Hey, Tony, the baker.
Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
How have none of us done a baker yet?
All right, so what is Tony doing?
Seeing the whole chaos and buildings being crumbled, he is going to make his way to the ruins of the tower, away from the chaos. More towards more chaos.
All right, make me a diplomacy roll.
Tony, I swear to God.
So Tony, of course, he's walking and he's making his way down the street, and he's got like a freshly baked bread in his hands. A thief jumps out from an alley, bears his knife, and he says, "Hand me your money, baker." And Tony takes his bread, just whacks the thief upside the head, and he says, "I'm walking it." And he proceeds to just say, "Fuck this guy," and walk his way more towards the tower.
It's a baguette.
I hit him with the stale baguette.
With the stale baguette. And as a
Baguette.
true New Yorker, does not give a shit who's in their way.
What? Yeah.
As
I'm
Tony
walking
as
here.
Tony the baker makes his way towards the tower. Rusty, Lenny the locksmith
Lenny.
makes his way to the ruins of the tower as rock and architecture lay all over the place. I need Lenny the locksmith to make me a perception roll.
Rip Lenny.
Unfortunately for poor Lenny the locksmith, he's not very well traversed in security. And on one of the stones that he steps on of the ruins of the tower sets off a magical rune, causing everything around him to explode.
Oof.
Cause of death, ruined. KP, we return to CC, Carriage Coon's driver. I'm going to need one more handle animal check.
No fire, no fire. No!
Aww.
Unfortunately,
She lived so long.
CC, your cart has been stopped by some guards throwing a plank of wood through the wheel, causing it to barrel out of control, tumble over, and CC unfortunately
Gosh.
dies in a terrible carriage accident.
No.
CC got carriage.
To be
Coon.
fair, it
CC.
was quite deserved.
CC was the final victim of Carriage Coon.
No, my generic death message, no!
Truckun shall take one more to the river Styx.
Alright, Matt, we return to you. Who are you now?
I'm Todd. I'm just a guy. I work in an office, man. But I'm gonna go find that artifact.
No,
you're
you're
not.
not.
No, I'm not.
Having a good time. Jesus Christ. No, unfortunately.
I've had two characters who've last passed a roll.
So, as Todd, the office man, makes his way onto the street, he unfortunately falls into a blind rage as he sees his boss and thinks, you know what? Fuck it.
Fuck this.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck this guy. And unfortunately dies in the fight against his boss.
Gets his ass whooped. His boss hits the
One
gym
sec, I gotta
every day.
fight the boss real
Just,
quick.
I gotta step away. So I'll be back.
Okay. Cause of death.
Boss fight.
Not paid overtime. Oh, boss fight. That's fun. I like that one.
Do I hear boss music?
All right, Brady. Who are you now, and what are you doing?
Chrissy the Butcher.
Okay. What is Chrissy the Butcher doing?
Friends with Tony the Baker. Heading toward the tower.
Headed towards the tower. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a diplomacy check.
Damn.
So, Chrissy the Butcher is
Like cattle.
Chrissy the Butcher is approached by a couple of people, and they're mad at you because your cattle escaped and stampeded through the city, killing some of their family.
Hey, how's that my problem?
They have been avenged, unfortunately. Goodbye, Chrissy the Baker, or the Butcher. Cody,
This town is fun.
we return to Sir Antoine, the painter.
Come on, Antoine, you got
Continues
this.
towards the tower.
Alrighty, I'm gonna need Sir Antoine to make me a reflex save. Sir Antoine happens to see a group of guards throw a giant log into the wheels of a carriage. And as the carriage comes barreling towards him, he manages to dip into a side street, avoiding it. Sir Antoine
George Kuhn does
gets to
not claim
live.
another victim on the way out.
Shut your
Carriage
mouth.
Crews like, one more, please, mine, fuck.
Jacob, we return to Tony the Baker.
Who continues along
Sure said
Who's
Tony
to
the
the
Baker.
ruins.
Continuing his way to the ruins. I'm gonna need Tony the Baker to make me another diplomacy roll. So Tony the Baker comes across a group of guards who stop him and start asking him, what are you doing? You're supposed to be running away. And Tony the Baker, in true New Yorker fashion and not knowing when to shut the fuck up, just continues talking to them and berating them and belittling them. The guards are just completely demoralized, and they're just like, all right, you know what? Just go. Just leave us alone.
Do what you want.
I'm trying to get over there.
I'm trying to get over here. You see me walking here? I'm trying to get to the tower. Get the fuck out of my way.
Jacob, how are you from New York and your New York accent sucks so bad?
Because I'm not from New York City.
So the New Yorkers don't really talk like that.
I
I'm
know.
not from the city.
No, I've met
It's just
some.
Brooklyn.
But Tony the Baker, he's still going.
Yeah.
All right, Rusty. What are you doing now? Who are you?
Steve the storyteller.
Oh, God.
Oh God, Steve.
And Steve is going to narrate all of his actions as he's trying to make his way to the tower.
Remind me, I'm monologuing here.
Roll me a reflex save. You're narrating every step of the way, and you suddenly are just like, and I see the crumbling building before me, and I sidestep onto the street, avoiding the raging stampede. This motherfucker is going to continue to survive.
Dog sounds so demoralized like that.
Oh, God.
All right, KP, who are you now, and what are you doing?
I had it in the
You
thing,
look
and then my
like
brain
a
just went blurb. Ba. What the hell is? My brain literally, it just, the fucking storyteller just killed it. Cassie the chronicler, and she's just gonna be documenting everything that's going on right now.
Let's hear
She's
the
like-
historian again.
Historian.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
another
right?
historian.
She's just like, this is the story of the century. Must write this down.
I'm gonna need Cassie the chronicler to roll me a reflex save.
Cassie's dead.
And actually, no, because Defender always wins in my games. And Cassie narrowly escapes her home crumbling on top of her because of the thundering footsteps of the kaiju that is now outside of the city walls.
Holy shit.
Brady,
Okay, I will be back. It's time for cake.
who are you now?
Maurice the map maker. I
Oh,
am Maurice the
Josh,
map
I'm
maker, and
back.
I am going to kill the fucking storyteller.
Why? Why are you killing the storyteller?
Because he is fucking annoying. Maurice.
They have a deep past.
They've been neighbors their whole lives.
Okay,
great.
you know what? Both of you, both Rusty and Brady, roll me a luck roll. Loser dies.
Oh boy.
Not looking good for you. Never mind.
Maurice, completely fed up with Steve's complete lies and slander written about his maps, Maurice murders Steve.
Narrate this, motherfucker.
Sorry, Rusty.
Great. Oh dear lord. Is that? 1 second.
All right, Cody. We return to Sir Antoine the Painter.
Yes. Who's Antoine?
All right.
Let us roll. Because
Sure.
he's just gonna keep walking. Yeah, nope. How does he die?
Sir Antoine is just making his way through the city, and then all of a sudden, it just suddenly gets really dark. Like, why does it get dark all of a sudden? And you look up, kaiju foot.
Yes.
I get stepped on.
I like feet, but this is going a little bit far.
Death.
Hey, sorry to do this. I gotta step away because something just got into the building we're in, and we now have to chase it down.
It's okay, Matt. We're probably going to be
Go for it.
calling it here soon.
Okay, bye.
death to Sir Antoine by Steppies.
By steppies.
By Stippies.
So Antoine got stick stomped.
All right, Jacob. Tony the Baker is continuing to make his way towards the ruins of the tower.
Come on, Tony, you can do this.
I'm gonna need Tony the Baker to make me an acrobatics roll.
Oh shit. Come on, Tony, you got this.
No matter how rotund Tony is.
Defenders shall win.
Wait, what?
Defenders shall win.
Oh, the DC went off.
The DCs go up every success.
Still, oh no.
Defenders shall win. As even in his state of his body, Tony the Baker manages to avoid getting stepped on by the kaiju. As Tony makes his way into the ruins of the tower. Rusty, who are you now? After getting brutally murdered by your neighbor.
I am Bob the Beggar.
Oh, Josh
Bob the
Matt
Beggar.
has 10
What?
hits, I believe.
What?
You missed marking one of Matt's.
Oh, did I?
Hi.
Oh, yeah, Todd, the office man. You are
Yeah.
correct.
Hi. Hello. How are you?
All right, Rusty. What is Bob the Beggar doing?
At this point here, Bob the Beggar's gone his entire life just with shit happening to him. He looks up at the kaiju and flicks it off. It's like if I'm going to stare
Roll
death in the
intimidate.
face, I'm doing it on my own terms.
Roll intimidation.
Oh, that's all right,
One
my man.
dice.
That's a hell of an
Yes.
intimidate right there.
Yep. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yep.
Bob the Beggar hangs out by the walls of outside of Heightengale. Sees the kaiju step over him into the primary area of the city. He looks up and he flicks it off, and then all of a sudden, he sees a green mist erupt from the rear end of the kaiju and it envelops that side of the city as Bob the Beggar dies by asphyxiation by fart.
Bob the Beggar has been gassed.
Yes. Well, at least the kaiju didn't have anything spicy.
Yeah.
That we know
Point
of.
shoot from both ends.
All right, Brady. Maurice the map maker has successfully killed his neighbor.
Cool. Now he's going toward the tower.
Okay. Roll me a stealth roll. Slips straight past the guards and gets away with murder. All right, Cody. Who are you now?
I am the magnificent, the wonderful, the king of all. I am Josh, the sad
God.
clown.
Gosh, the sad clown. I am indeed a sad clown right now.
And I will also be making my way towards the tower. Crying as I do so.
Oh God.
Average, perfect.
Average and very perfect as defender wins in my games. As I slowly honk my way, just every step is just honk 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 honk, just making the way to the center of the city.
I hope every role I do with this character is defender.
Is exactly what you need.
squeezing your nose, your shoes squeaking as you walk.
All right,
Tears
Jacob.
strolling down the cheeks.
All right, Jacob. Tony the Baker found his way to the ruins of the tower. I'm gonna need Tony the Baker to make me a perception roll.
Oof.
Yep, once again, unfortunately, Tony the Baker gets ruined.
I was so close.
Steps on landmine, just shit.
Ah, shit.
Steps on a glyph of warding.
All right. Rusty, do you have a character alive?
No, I do not.
No, you don't.
No, I killed him.
All right. Brady.
Yes.
Maurice is still making his way through. I'm gonna need... I'm gonna need a perception roll.
Damn.
Unfortunately, despite being a map maker himself, without one in front of him, he's not very versed in navigation. Maurice, unfortunately, runs into a thief-infested alleyway. Cause of death, lost.
Pincushion. Cause of death, Zorro.
All right. Cody, I believe you are the only one that has a character alive now.
Yep.
Yes.
So,
Josh.
I need Josh the Sad Clown to make me another reflex save. So,
As he begins to skip.
And completely shed his clown shoes as they cause him to nearly trip and fall.
His feet are as big as the clown shoes.
All right.
He begins
He's a
to cry
hobbit.
more fiercely.
Go ahead and roll for me again. As Josh the Sad Clown continues to weave his way through the town.
God sounds more and more concerned.
I'm gonna laugh at the caricature of Josh.
He
is
makes
the one to
he
save
makes
town.
his way to the ruins of the tower. I need a perception roll.
Oh,
Ruined. Okay. Whew. That almost literally cemented my legacy right there. It was almost just done for me. It was over. I would have had to graduate. I'm sorry. All right. So, through the best efforts of all of these brave citizens and murder hobos beyond belief, Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, the kaiju is going to make its way to the center of Heightengale, and to the great dismay of many, destroy the rest of the city.
Josh, you failed us.
Is victorious.
The kaiju is victorious, but the many, many names of those who have tried will not be forgotten. No matter how hard we fucking try.
I want to see what the next roll was.
oh my god.
If only they switched.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh my god. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and call it here. I think that was more than enough. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Everybody here, I hope you all enjoyed this lovely one shot.
Fun little exercise. Love it.
Oh god.
Flexing the old brain muscles.
Yeah, flexing the old creative brain muscles and getting things back on track. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and most importantly, thank you to scene_4 on TikTok for this beautiful fucking one-shot idea. This is amazing. And I hope that we will have some kind of announcement soon in regards to Endroth. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye!
Grand total of 47 people died in the process of this.
Holy shit.
07s.
07s.